everybody, today we will have the review of the Caterpillar 323 DL made by Norscot in the 1/50th scale. This is not the standard excavator model. This comes with a hydraulic hammer. This is basically the same model as the 320, just with a different labeling back here and a different attachment, which is a hammer on this. I got this model because of the hammer, and I have to say it is a pretty nice hammer. But I will save all my final thoughts for the end of the video, so let's get started. We're going to start off over here, and we're going to start off with the boom, obviously. Alright, it does come up to about that height, which is pretty nice. It does extend out that far. Let me pick it up here. It does extend out to about that far. Now let's just focus in on the hammer here. Let me adjust the camera here. Okay, so it is a very nice hammer. It's the Caterpillar H120E hammer. It is riveted on, so you'd have to draw out the rivets to actually get it out. But I will not do that because I do have the 320 with bucket, and it really doesn't make any sense. This is a metal hammer, and the tip of it is plastic. Originally, it would only come into go out like that far. I did cut some of the cylinder off, so it does go out to that far, but it does only come out to about right there, if I'm not mistaken. So if I were you and get this model, I would suggest cutting off a bit of the cylinder. It really won't hurt them all. Just don't cut off too much. This is a very nice metal casting, I will admit, and Norscot did a good job on the decaling on the hammer, which is very nice that they included like they did with the H70 hammer, which comes with the backhoe. Anyways, a very nice feature is that it's spring loaded, so you can hammer away like that, which is very nice. It does go in almost all the way, which is pretty nice to see. It does make sort of a realistic hammering sound. There is no hydraulic lines running to the hammer, unfortunately. If you can add those yourself if you want. I like to keep my models stock, so as you can see, it has the rubber hydraulic lines right there and right there, and it does have some what looks like casted in right there. Now moving to the main body itself. On this side, you can see the cab, which is the same as the 320 cab. Has some detail in it. Seat, control levers, lights up top. I've mentioned paint difference on top. It is all black. On the 320D, it does have some yellow on it. The matchup between the cab and the body itself is slightly off, but otherwise, yeah. You can see Cat 323, and on the back, Cat reflectors. And then on top, you got lifting eyes, which are not drilled out to the counterweight, which is pretty standard in Norscot. 323, there's the Power Edge logo. Up here, you can see the handrail. You do have a mirror here. And then you got quite a bit of hydraulic line detail going back to the engine compartment. And you actually do have somewhat of an engine back here. You do have the engine cover right here, which is plastic. And then you have the exhaust. The tracks, they do roll very, very nicely. Let me focus the camera once again. I apologize. They are very nice. You do have some sprocket detail on it and some eyeliner detail. It does feature a working tensioner. It's not the best, but I mean, what are you gonna do? On the bottom, you have pretty nice detail. At least it's not like one screw attaching this, but it is easy to take apart. The tracks, though, they are very easy to put back together. They're not like those clip-on tracks, which you see on the 470, that take hours to put back together because, I mean, they're clip-on. It is pretty nice tracks, and they're easy to put back together if you do somehow break them. If you don't know what the hook-on tracks are, I will show you real quick. They're basically tracks like this, where they just hook into place. As you can see, like little hooks right there. Just to show you real quick. But anyways, this model by Norscot is pretty decent, I would have to say. I'm glad they actually released it with a hammer, you know, they did release the 336 with the shear. I do have to say that I'm not planning on getting the 336 with the shear for a reason. I really just don't want it. I do have to say the tracks are very impressive on this and the 320 model. And what else can I say? Also, a quick little update for you guys. You know, I do kind of do this sometimes. I'm probably not going to be getting that many models this next month. I'm working on getting a Canon T4i to make the quality of my reviews a lot better. As you know, I have made a comeback in full force. I apologize for not uploading that much. I have so many reviews to do and so little time to do it with school and all that. And the amount of space on my phone is kind of difficult, so I try to keep them short and simple. But overall, though, back onto the model. Overall, it's a very nice model. You know, for North Scott quality, it is nice. But it's definitely better than anything Ertl could do. I do admit there is some flaws in it, like the original amount that the hammer could tilt, or the cylinder could tilt, remove. It does kind of hold back on the functionality a bit, but I decided to cut mine off. I'm probably going to cut it off a little bit more. Make it a little bit more realistic, but not too much, because there is quite a bit of space on the cylinder. But otherwise, though, it does make a good model if you like destruction models. It's better than the 420E or D or 432. Because, let's face the fact, that's just a small hammer. So it's nice to see an excavator like this. I would rate it at a 7 out of 10. Really, there is some drawbacks, like detail of hydraulic lines running to the hammer. The functionality of this cylinder, there is some drawbacks on it. So really, 7 out of 10, which would really be recommended, I guess, in Creighton's etc. terms. But otherwise, another good detail I forgot to mention was the painted rivets. But all in all, it's a pretty decent model. So if you want a Caterpillar model with a hammer on it and not want to get the 336 and get a custom hammer, then just get this one. It does not feature a quick coupler, but at least it comes with a hammer, so it's pretty decent, guys. So, yeah. So 7 out of 10, and that'd be about it for this review.